Hello and welcome to Mobile Friday, Apple Arcade Edition. Today, something a little different. Bottom right, you can see that's Simon's Cat story time. And you're probably wondering, why have I picked such a simple game for Apple Arcade when there's so much variety? More out of curiosity, this is a match-free game, and typically they have an energy or health system to limit how many times you can play a day, or to encourage you to buy more health, more energy, more playtime. If this is an Apple Arcade game, how are they monetizing it? Are they monetizing it? Can you literally sit and play for as many levels as you like? Or have they found some interesting way to limit how much you play? Or I'm curious about how they've taken a game model that typically monetizes and limits how much you play into a game that is limitless. So I'm kind of curious. You can see it's got a blue dot, so it was recently updated. And yeah, that was updated, I think, today with new levels. And that could be how they're doing it. Every month, maybe every month, they're releasing a new level pack. So every month you have a reason to come back. That could be how they're doing it. As per usual, we're going to click it for the first time. I have no idea if there's going to be a tutorial, an install. We're going to find out together. So, let's play Simon's Cat story time together. Interesting. Horizontal. Okay, set up for winter still. So I've got an iPhone Pro 14 here. There are borders on the side. I think you can see it on the video as well. That's cool. I don't know if you've watched, but this I think started off as a YouTube video. Alright, so now there are no borders on the screen, on my screen anyway. And the dynamic island, you see that bike on the right? That's where it is. So I will kind of comment about the dynamic island if it does get in the way. Sometimes it does, especially on older games that haven't been updated recently. But as this game is getting updated, we shall see. So there is no button for it to autoplay, we have to do it ourselves. There's a button to hold and skip, but not autoplay. So if you need to read the story, feel free to pause it. But yeah, it does look quite detailed on my screen. I know it's not exactly bright and vibrant, but it's very detailed. There's lots of things to look at. Ooh. Okay. So we got to match like this. Tap where there's a group of them. Make bigger groups. Okay. There's no indication that there's a limit on how many moves we have. There's also probably a tutorial level. Ooh, nice vibration there as well. That's kind of cool. I like the interaction with the cat trying to get the star. It's kind of fun. So we use the star we earned, and we're going to fix the gate. Okay. That one. It's nice that we can see it. And it said we can change it, so why not? English rose. This is an English cartoon. It's actually a cartoon I'm familiar with. I think when I had some sort of Simon's Cat game on Android, that was a match game that had lives and stuff. That's why I'm a little familiar with this. But I haven't caught up with it recently. The last few years probably recently. Like the kitten was kind of new when I last caught up with the show. You could probably say, well, it's not quite the UK's Garfield, but it's fun. But look how incredibly detailed all that is. Can I zoom in? You can zoom in. So, bubbles, dragonflies, dragonflies with huge eyes. So incredibly detailed. And we are going quite a way. Oh, something rough happened there. Oh wow, this is... Like I said, I didn't quite know what to expect. But it's big. Much bigger than I anticipated. Oh, had a little bit of loading there, but not a problem. You can see it a little bit sometimes. Bottom right, you just see that? Interesting. I'm going to hit the settings top right. So let's have a look at languages. There's quite a few there. So hopefully there's one for you. Oh, it doesn't take us back. We've got to hit it again. Okay, so it looks like there is controller support, which is great. I'll try that about halfway through this video, switching to a controller, just to see how well it plays. Nothing about quality or draw distance or anything like that. I guess I'm going to hit the 2 just to get us back to where we should be. Okay, I'm guessing 7, 15, 20 is probably like the levels, so we're not high enough level to do a booster. But it's so animated. Okay, so there we go. I was wondering when that was going to come in. I don't hold it against it. This is kind of standard. It would be nice, maybe, if you have completed a level and you want to play it again, that it doesn't matter about moves, or perhaps it's less punishing, I don't know. You should let me know in the comments how far in the game you've got. Oh, okay, that's really nice vibration on that bit there. And you should let me know, do you play it on your phone? Do you play it on TV? Well, obviously in this, probably not an hour, but around an hour's video, we're not going to get far enough to get to the end. I imagine there's hundreds of levels to this thing. Clean up mess. Alright, let's do it. So far, Dynamic Island's not in the way of anything significant. It does detract from the beautiful art on phone, but looking at it on TV, it's fine. Look at all the animations happening. Ah, she has her own cat. Meet neighbour. So it's not just a case of going over and tapping her. That doesn't work. You see, sketchbook. Next page. We need a star, so we have to do a level. So on this screen, the dynamic island hits the wood on the right side of where the boosters would be on the right side there. The 10, 13, 24. So I can still see the boosters. I can see the sort of cream, stonish colour. I can see the whitish colour, but the wood, the bottom half, the bottom half on the right side is covered by the dynamic island. Yes, that is a bomb. Okay, I thought that might do that. Not to sound rude, but this game is kind of following traditional match-free game mechanics so far. Again, that's not rude. What sets this game apart is the presentation. It's got oodles of points for presentations here. At least we got that 1 star, so we can now do it. You see, we had birds fly around. You know, the world's still happening a little bit around them. New task. Okay. Presenting the story fairly nicely. And of course, there's a story. Which also kind of sets this apart from other match-free games. Do you see the icon change on these blue? There are rockets, you get a rocket. Rockets, rockets. You see, it kind of gives you a hint as to what it's going to be if you match it. If there's 2, doesn't do anything. 4, you get butterflies, flowers, butterflies. You see, when you pop it, that's what you get. And when you pop these, you get a rocket. I guess it's kind of nice. Again, it's a nice bit of presentation. So here we go. And yes, I did genuinely make this mistake. I wasn't doing this for the video. I was going to do it near the end. So, play on 250. We don't have 250, so I'm going to give up. And we play again. But you can see there was no indication of health or anything. It could still be that we were in the tutorial, so we haven't got that yet. It could be as we play more, we could end up unlocking that feature. Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. I want to see, how does a game that traditionally monetizes playtime, how does it do it? That'll do. Yeah, that vibration. A lot of these games don't really use the vibration much, but this game's using it for the special abilities. It's kind of nice. Not heavy, not too strong, just noticeable, and it kind of fits well with the time. So, build it. And it's also kind of nice that we have this scrapbook, because obviously you may not play this game every day, maybe once or twice a week, but now we have a way to keep up with the story. We have a way to keep up with what we need to do. I kind of like that. It's kind of fun. So, that's what we're going to do now. Plant catnip. That's a cool power up. Again, the effect, you know, it's nothing that special, but it does look nice. I do recommend, like I have, it wouldn't show up on the TV, but on my phone, I've set the brightness to the max. Because it's a very colourful, bright game. I recommend going all the way. Something that's colourful and touchscreen friendly. I'm surprised it's not out on the Switch. It'd be interesting if they're only out on Apple Arcade. If they're on the Switch, maybe they could be a part of Nintendo Switch Online, that service. Oh yeah, we've got to do that. And it's also nice that they're giving us choice, because that means there may be an option to share our gardens or to show other people. And the fact we can change it, it's another way of customizing it. Kind of like the, Animal Island. What's that Switch game? Pass. But it's kind of like personalizing your game. It's a nice touch. Okay, fix cows. So, something different here. Matches next to dandelions. Makes sense. Oh, it doesn't look like... Shouldn't have done that. Doesn't look like any are going to respawn. Just gonna need to make one more. 9 moves. Ugh. That ain't it. Oh well. I'm not going to use the coins, so I like my coins. And plus it didn't look that close to making it. Okay, so they're not going to, so more aren't going to come. We've got to get rid of the ones on the screen. I understand that now. And again, it's nice that there's no health penalty. Ah, I was hoping it would go the other way. So we can play. I guess that makes this a very good pick up and play game when you're out and about. If you're commuting, you got 5-10 minutes. This could be something you could do in that time. Just a couple of levels. Doesn't cost anything in terms of health or energy. Yeah, I know, this is not going well for me. I do not want this video to be an hour of me failing to do a level. But again, because there's no health penalty, I don't feel that pressure. I feel like I can go at my own pace. If I fail, I'll fail. I can easily try again. That's what's really nice about playing one of these match-free games on Apple Arcade. Alright, down to that last one, aren't we? Nuts, but there we go. Hooray, we did it. Not the most convincing win. Hey, a win's a win. Okay. We get coins. And whatever that is. Day 2 was conveniently placed there. So we've got something on settings. Let's have a look. So, okay. So we can buy pictures. What does this ticket do? That's kind of fun, owl. We'll do the owl. So what's it? Oh, just highlighting that we got that one. Okay. So I don't know what that ticket does though. It's quite possible. Well, it is probably more likely that there's going to be other gameplay elements, mechanics, and stuff like that introduced. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I like that one. Cats on TV. Clean pond. Simple enough. I'm not too worried about starting with that. This will be the last one that I'd use touch controls, and the next level after this I'll turn on the controller and see how well that works. Oh, got one left. It's always difficult when you get to one. Try again. At least it's quick to try again. See, I wanted to go to the right side, but it keeps going left on me. Got it. Alright. That's not too bad. Elaborate. Suitable. That's a huge park. Huh? We need 1 star to talk to the driver. Okay, now that's a little bit of a stretch. So at this point I said I'll put the game down and try a controller. So let's put the phone down and pick up the controller. If you're familiar, I'm using a Xbox Series X controller. It's blue. I really like blue. And this controller is a really nice shade of blue. And the white on the back is pretty cool. I'm not too sure about the black up top. But hey, it feels nice. And I don't have a Series X, that's why there's no Series X videos on the site. Okay, so we've got nothing on the screen to indicate what buttons do what. Move my phone. Okay. What's that? I'm gonna hit A. A, zoom in, zoom out. What's B do? B's cancel. What's that? Okay. So that's something that we get later on. Yeah, so the analog sticks do not move the map. Looks like you have to hit that to move the map to look around. In this, let's just check the other buttons. X? No. Y? No. The top left trigger, top right, bottom left, bottom right, analog stick, left stick, right stick, A, and B. There we go. Doesn't do much. So, A to play, A to move, okay. Oh, my guess is we've got to get them down, so A? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the one annoying thing about this controller is a little clicky. So I want to move that across to there. So I'm going to hold A and move it along. Oh, it did it for me. Interesting. This one? Yeah. Let's try that. So that thud is the vibration motors hitting the table that my phone's on. And my phone's angled up, so I can still see the screen pretty good. Remember, I've got to keep an eye on the dynamic island. But in this game, the dynamic island isn't an issue. All the action happens in the middle, and the dynamic island is past. You see the top right with that paw print of the star? The dynamic island's further right than that, so it's not an issue. Alright, so we need to go to the scrapbook. Okay, that works. Yeah, he does not work there. Where's the cursor then? Now it does. I will not call that number. if that's a UK telephone number. I'm in Japan, so that's gonna cost too much. So we've got to get a star. Okay. Oh wow, so indifferent now. Seed packets. So we've got to get them to the bottom. Okay. It is nice that it's keeping it fresh. I imagine, well, I mean, you can tell me in the comments if you know for sure that the more you play, the more you unlock. There'll be different things to do throughout the game. But again, we have not had to deal with any health, energy, anything like that. We just need to collect coins. I think that's how they're doing it. They're kind, I say gatekeeping, but they're restricting you by coins. You need coins to progress. You need coins. So you need coins if you make a mistake to restart or to finish. You can restart as much as you like, but if you want to keep going after you fail, you need coins. And that's probably how they're going to try and do it. Ah, so it defaults to the X. Doesn't default to the card. Okay. Yeah, you can hold down A and you see the top right that it will do that automatically. What's kind of nice is that you get in the middle what's happening, the video, the screen, the level, but the characters are on the black at the bottom outside of it. It kind of works really well. So cool neighbours, another star. So we go across there. What's this though? Oh, just stuff in the way. Gotcha. For this video, I'm not too worried about the using the trowels and the items. When I play these videos, especially when it's not Apple Arcade editions, when it's just the normal editions, I do like to try and not use any of the, you know, watch a video, get 20 coins, watch this, get energy. I want to see what you can do. Kind of doing the least. So here's the first thing where the dynamic island has gotten in the way. You see the cat den underneath. Admire trophies in the cat den underneath. Quotation. What does he get up to in there? I can't see the question mark and I can't see the quotation. That's the first time that the dynamic island has got in the way of something useful. But it's not critical. We can still make sense. Okay. Okay, so how do we get that gold then? What's this? 50 levels? Nice, it cycles through the trophies, good. So at some point we've got to grow a sunflower. We've got to feed birds. Play 5 days, that's easy. Watch for hedgehogs. What? Ice cream? Dorm trolls? Daily treats? Okay. So there is a lot of different things to do in this game. Yeah, it doesn't default. I don't know why it defaults to X. If there's something open there, it should default to the open. If there's nothing there, it should default to the X. That's what I expect anyway. That's our next door neighbour. We have to play a level to go to bed. Okay. Huh. And the game crashed. Interesting. Well, let's see what. I guess we get to see what happens when you load it the second time then. Let's see where it's saved. Okay, my phone isn't upside down. There we go. So where did it save last? Okay, we can have a look. Right where we need to play. So that's weird. Out of all the Apple Arcade games I've played, this is the first one that actually crashed on me. So we've got to bring a whole box down. Yeah, you can see. Got to bring it down. There we go. Yeah, speaking about that crash, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I did say the game was updated today. So this does have the latest game version. It's quite possible that there might be an issue with this latest game update. So the game could possibly be updated tomorrow or in the next few days. And that next update could fix whatever just crashed my game. But it could also be phone specific. You know, the apps and stuff I've been using before I played, that could all play into this. Maybe I had something that updated in the background and just crashed the phone. Maybe it wasn't this game itself. Maybe it was something else that I had going on. Ooh, what's the reward for? I guess like end of chapter 1. You see on the left there, it was like 10 out of 11. Oh, what's this? Okay, dynamic islands in the way here. I can't read this. Well, actually, I can read. Have you noticed that gnome and then the dynamic island covers and his next line, the next line again. I think you can kind of make it out, but yeah. So that's what we're meant to do. Look for a gnome. I've got a controller, so I can't touch the screen. I did see it. I did see it. Now, do we have to physically get him ourselves, or will it just automatically pick him up? Okay. I guess we can do one more. Let's do meet the neighbor. Oh no. So do not fast forward, do not press anything. I gotta really dig down and look at the map. I see the gnome, it's behind Simon. If I hold and skip, now I can't move the camera, can I? So we've got to go to this blue square and click. There we go. And I was clicking with an A, well, the A button I should say. It would be nice if the L and R buttons, shoulder buttons, they did this. So, we don't have the stars. So let's do one more level. Oh yeah, I just briefly forgot that you can't move them, you gotta destroy them. Yeah, okay. Here's a little tricky, this one. Ah, I think that would be point down one. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get this one. And saying that, we do it. See, that time it defaulted to that. Oh, okay. White ones. Oh, those look nice. Meet neighbours. Okay, this will be the final level for today. Oh, that's not bad. I can see that being very useful. Boom. Oh, yeah, we did it. It's one of the first times that the dandelions have been more on screen than we need to get rid of. Well, let's do the story beat and then call it a day. Yeah, I think we can all guess what that idea is going to be. It's going to be play the game, fix the park, and then there'll be another thing to do, because we saw earlier that the map is really big. That's settings, but I went to pause the game with its settings. We'll leave that. Oh, how do we get out? Okay, I'll put that there. So that's Simon's Cat story time. I think we've solved a lot of the mysteries of how this game works when traditional match-3 games kind of force you to play only a certain amount each day. This game does have coins as a limit, which means you have to restart and restart and restart instead of continuing if you fail. But other than that, I think the limiting factor is actually just how much content there is. We saw from the trophies that there's so much more to do. We've seen from the world that is so huge. The game makes you play it again by having so much to play again, to keep going. There's a story, there's beautiful, beautiful presentation, the graphics really look nice. Imagine this on the OLED Switch, that would be amazing. Even on the Vita, but this ain't coming to the Vita. I actually kind of recommend this, if I'm honest. It may not be for everyone, maybe a little simple, but the tutorial was fine, there's no additional download, and you can play as little or as much as you like. That's your choice. You're not limited by the health, you're limited by your time and what you want to do, which I think's nice. And the scrapbook does help you keep track of the story, and you've got a reason to replay, to collect the gnomes, to get extra money. Extra money means you can continue. Extra money also means you can unlock different profile pictures as well, and who knows what else you can do later. The fact that we're customizing I want to say that there might be some way to share your house, share the world you've made. I doubt it though. It's so big. The picture it would create must be huge. It's possible they might create a video, like a little video tour of the area, but I mean that's kind of what it just lacks, that little bit of sharing. Those match-3 games with the health and the energy, one thing they do is have that sense of community by sharing. You share and you get a health, you get a star, you get a heart. There's a reason to share, it helps you continue. This game, it'd be nice if there's a way to share the world you're making, just to show other people. You're making this world and you can't share it with anyone. There's no easy thing on screen for me to save a copy, you know? So there's that limiting aspect. You don't have that sense of community and sharing like you do with the other match-3 games, but it's for a completely different reason. So yeah, that's Simon's Cat, story time. I had fun with that. Definitely one I'll keep on my phone, if I keep Apple Arcade though. So until the next Mobile Friday video, or maybe until I catch you watching some of the other videos we do. We have other playlists, and we even have YouTube shorts. But until then, take care.